Scorpio, something life-changing is happening today, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. A divine message is being delivered directly to your soul, and tomorrow, November 13th, marks a point of no return. The decisions you make, the signs you follow, and the truth you accept today will shape your destiny in ways you never imagined. You didn't just stumble upon this message. You were guided here, by timing too perfect to be a coincidence. And so, I must ask, has your heart been feeling it? That quiet urgency pulsing beneath the surface? The feeling that something sacred is trying to reach you through the noise of everyday life? That, Scorpio, is not anxiety, it's alignment. It's your soul recognizing that the universe is speaking. And today, it's speaking loudly. As Mercury aligns with Mars and the Moon bathes itself in Cancer's emotional light, everything you thought was lost is returning, but not in the same form. It comes back healed, stronger, clearer. Documents, conversations, or long silenced truths are surfacing. You may receive a message, a letter, or an unexpected encounter that shifts the ground beneath your feet. What happens between today and tomorrow may split your timeline into a before and after. This is that powerful. And if this message already resonates, you're not alone. Many Scorpios have reported strange dreams, repeated numbers like 13 or 22, memories resurfacing from nowhere, or a sudden pull towards someone they thought they had let go of. These are not glitches. They are divine breadcrumbs. The sacred is calling you home. You may have felt abandoned before, by people, by timing, even by God. But let me remind you, God never sleeps on those who pray in the silence. Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us that all things, even delays, losses, and confusion, work together for the good of those who love Him. You have not been forgotten. You have been protected. And now, it is time. Take a deep breath. Let the distractions fall away. This moment is for you. In this sacred space we create together here at Miracle of the Sign, know that you are not watching a video. You are entering a vibration of truth, clarity, and renewal. And before we go further, allow me to express something deeply personal. Thank you for being here. For every time you've paused your day to listen, to comment, to share. Every heartbeat of support connects you more deeply to this growing spiritual family. Your presence is the reason this message has reached the surface today. I don't take it lightly, and I don't believe you're watching this by accident. So Scorpio, let me ask you directly, what brought you here today? Was it a dream? A name you kept hearing? A shift in the air? Tell me in the comments. Speak it aloud. When you claim it, you align with it. Stay with me until the end. Because what the universe is about to reveal will not only surprise you, it will restore your faith in what's possible. Your next chapter begins now. Justice doesn't always arrive in the way we imagine. Sometimes it's not a courtroom verdict or a bold apology shouted across a hallway. Sometimes it's quieter, a document finally signed, a withheld truth finally spoken, a simple moment where the scales of your life begin to shift back into balance. Scorpio, you have waited. You've questioned the silence. You've wondered if the delays meant denial. But the energy today suggests something different. What felt like resistance was, in truth, a sacred preparation. The Justice card in your reading is not just about fairness. It is about divine timing, clarity, and karmic realignment. And today, this card is not merely symbolic, it is timely. We are under a rare and powerful alignment, Mercury conjunct Mars. The planet of communication merges with the planet of action. Words will move. Agreements will be made. The truth long buried will find its voice. This is not just an energetic forecast, it is a spiritual verdict being delivered into the physical realm. You may soon hear news about an unresolved matter, a legal process, a family inheritance, an issue of rights or recognition. Or perhaps, it's more subtle, the weight of guilt from another's silence finally breaks, and a long overdue apology finds its way to you. But let's also pause here and honor your journey. Because before this justice appears in your external life, it had to be awakened within you. How many nights have you fought the urge to give up? How many times have you whispered, "This isn't fair," and still chosen grace instead of bitterness? That inner restraint, that decision to hold on to hope when evidence was lacking, is the quiet muscle of faith. And it is this inner strength that now magnetizes resolution toward you. Still, justice, even when it finally arrives, can stir up complicated feelings. Relief may walk hand in hand with grief for time lost. Anger may surge as old memories resurface. Scorpio, this is where emotional healing becomes essential. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take space to write. Pour your truth onto paper with no edits, no filters. Or find a quiet moment to breathe deeply and repeat within yourself, "I am ready to receive what is mine, without guilt, without fear." This is not about vengeance. It's about restoration. It's about returning to the place where your spirit was interrupted and choosing to move forward with dignity, not damage. We are reminded in Romans 8 verse 28 that all things work together for good to those who love God. This isn't a promise that everything will feel good, but a deeper truth that nothing is wasted in the life of one who walks in faith. Even your waiting. Even your wounds. Even the silence. It was never a punishment. It was alignment. And now, the gears of cosmic justice are clicking into place. Sometimes, God answers not with thunder, but with paper. Not with fire, but with a quiet shift in circumstance. Don't overlook the small signs, the unexpected phone call, the email sent after years of nothing, the opportunity that suddenly reopens. These are divine messengers in mundane clothing. And when you receive them, don't rush. Sit with them. Let your heart feel the full weight of what has returned to you and what it cost you to keep believing. Justice is not just the reward. It's the reflection of who you've become through the process. And Scorpio, what I see is someone whose integrity has outlasted injustice. That alone makes you worthy of what's now being released. So when the truth shows up in whatever form it chooses, welcome it. Even if it arrives wrapped in silence, in subtlety, in things left unsaid. Because beneath it all is a sacred truth: you were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And now, it is time. When the Ace of Pentacles appears in your path, Scorpio, it's not simply about money, it's an invitation. A doorway has opened, wide and golden, shimmering with potential. What you once believed was lost or locked away, a financial opportunity, a stalled payment, a job offer that never called back, a benefit you were denied, is now circling back toward you with new clarity and force. But more than that, this card marks the beginning of an energetic shift that affects not only your external wealth but your internal sense of worth. Think of this ace as a seed, small, powerful, and full of encoded destiny. But seeds don't become trees overnight. They require fertile ground, care, consistency, and most of all permission. Yes, you read that right. Because in the realm of energy, abundance doesn't just find you by accident. It finds you through agreement, through alignment, through readiness. And that readiness begins in your own nervous system. When you believe money is unstable, scarce, or shameful, your body responds with contraction, and that contraction signals resistance. But when you breathe into the truth that you are worthy of clean, sustainable, joyful wealth, something changes. Your chest opens. Your choices soften. Your vision clears. You're no longer chasing financial breakthroughs, you're receiving them. Let's get real for a moment. Many of you have been carrying the emotional weight of financial pressure for years. And that pressure has affected more than your wallet. It's affected your sleep, your creativity, your relationships. So before we talk numbers, we need to talk nervous system. Stability, especially financial, begins with regulated energy. Try this, even now as you listen. Take a slow breath in for 4 counts, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Repeat that cycle just 3 times. Notice how your shoulders shift. That's the beginning of opening the energetic current that money can follow. The law of attraction isn't about wishful thinking, it's about vibration. And the Ace of Pentacles reminds us that aligned action matters. So alongside your affirmations, I allow abundance to flow to me in clean and rightful ways, also examine the space you're creating for that abundance to land. Are you checking your emails? Are you returning phone calls? Are you following up on ideas that once lit you up but were put aside out of fear or timing? Because this opportunity doesn't arrive as a lottery ticket. It arrives as a gentle nudge, a message, a meeting, a new proposal that comes when you least expect it but are finally ready to say yes. And readiness isn't just a mindset, it's a body state. That's why stabilizing your glucose levels through simple changes like eating whole foods, staying hydrated, reducing processed sugar is more than a health tip. It's a spiritual practice. When your blood sugar is balanced, your mind is clearer. Your intuition sharpens. Your decision-making improves. You step into the frequency of someone who doesn't beg for a breakthrough, you become the person who expects it. This is your moment to claim it, not with force, but with gentle assurance. Wealth isn't dirty. Prosperity isn't selfish. What you're calling in now, Scorpio, isn't just for you, it's for your future, your family, your legacy. So receive it with clean hands, clear mind, and a heart that trusts what's already on its way. And as this ace continues to bloom, remember, this is just the beginning. The seed has been planted. But how it grows will depend on how you tend to it daily. Small steps. Honest action. Calm readiness. All of this is your spiritual groundwork. Let it be sacred. Let it be yours. Let it begin. Victory, when it finally arrives, carries a strange kind of weight. Not because it's heavy in itself, but because it lands on a heart that has carried so much for so long. The Six of Wands speaks of that moment, the moment when your efforts, which once went unnoticed, suddenly stand in the light. This isn't a quiet triumph hidden behind closed doors. This is public recognition. This is you being seen, acknowledged, respected, not just by strangers, but by those who once doubted your worth, misunderstood your silence, or underestimated your strength. Scorpio, you've been walking through shadows for some time now. You've worked when no one praised you. You kept showing up, quietly enduring the weight of being overlooked. And now, the universe opens a doorway for you to be seen, not for the masks you wore to survive, but for the fire you kept burning underneath it all. The Six of Wands is the banner you carry, not out of pride, but of proof that even through isolation, confusion, and silence, you didn't stop believing in who you could become. This card also brings with it a deeply human experience, one that often goes unspoken in spiritual spaces. It's the survivor's guilt of success. When you finally rise, a part of you might question whether you're allowed to shine. You may look back at the ones who stayed behind, the versions of yourself you had to let go, or the people who never made it to this point with you. You may feel torn between celebration and grief. That is normal. Growth is layered. But hear this, your victory does not dishonor your past, it redeems it. Emotionally, this is where we begin to shift from hiding to healing. Recognition, especially after prolonged invisibility, can feel almost disorienting. So be gentle with yourself. Your nervous system may need time to adjust to the new attention, to trust that it's safe to be seen now. You're not the same person who once feared the spotlight. You're wiser. You're rooted. And this victory? It's not just for show. It's the physical manifestation of your energetic alignment. In numerology, the number 6 resonates strongly here. It's the number of harmony, family, legacy, and responsibility. When you win during a 6-aligned energy, it's not just for you, it's for the healing of your lineage. Your success echoes into the past and forward into the future. You are restoring dignity to a story that may have once been written in shame or silence. Think of it like a light being passed through bloodlines. You are the one who chose to hold it, not because you were unafraid, but because you were faithful. And perhaps most beautifully, this victory signals that you're now stepping into a season where people are finally ready to hear what you've had to say all along. Your voice carries a new frequency. People feel it. They lean in. And when that happens, you are given not just recognition, but responsibility to lead, to guide, to live from your center without shrinking to fit the rooms you've outgrown. So pause with me now. Who is the first person you want to share your win with? Who do you wish could see you in this light, not as the version of you they once judged, but as the truth of who you've become? Say it aloud. Write it down. Comment below. Let this be your moment to anchor your victory in something real. This is not the end of the journey. It's the ceremony between trials and purpose. You've earned it. Let yourself stand tall in it. Not out of ego, but out of reverence for all it took to get here. Scorpio, when the star appears in your reading, it does not arrive with thunder. It does not shout or shake the ground beneath you. Instead, it enters like soft light after a long storm, quiet, gentle, and profoundly clear. This card does not promise instant resolution, but it assures you that the path ahead is no longer defined by wounds, but by healing. Where the Justice card demanded balance, and the Six of Wands called for visibility, the star invites something deeper: restoration of faith, not just in others, but in yourself. You have walked through fire that no one else saw. You've smiled through ache, loved through disappointment, and stood quietly with your back against walls you didn't build but couldn't escape. The betrayals, the broken bonds, the silence from people who should have protected you. They left cracks. And yet, here you are, still reaching for the light. The star honors that. It meets you in those cracks. And not to fill them with false positivity, but to remind you that cracks are where the light comes through. Energetically, this card activates your heart space, calling you back to softness after seasons of shielding yourself. You may have learned to expect abandonment, to brace for disappointment, to believe that peace was only for other people. But the star suggests otherwise. It says, you can exhale now. The worst is behind you, and your inner world is being watered with something gentler. Not fantasy but hope. Not illusion but clarity. And most importantly, not isolation but connection. This is the part of your journey where healing becomes a conscious choice, not just a passive wish. You are invited now to engage with it. Try writing a letter you never send to the one who hurt you, to the version of you who accepted less, to the person you're becoming. Let the words pour out, not for revenge, but for release. You are not writing to change the past. You are writing to claim freedom from it. Over the next 3 days, surround yourself with the energy of renewal. The color milky white in your clothing, in your space, even on your screen can help purify and soften the residue that old pain may have left behind. Use it not as a shield, but as a gentle reminder that you are creating new space. Energy always moves toward what is clear and ready. Your energy now is becoming that. Remember, healing is not linear. You may have moments of returning grief, of unexpected anger. Let them rise and fall. You are not failing. You are integrating. The star does not erase what happened. It reframes it. It reminds you that your story does not end with broken pieces, but with a heart resilient enough to hold them and still love again. Sometimes, the most spiritual thing you can do is rest. Not because you're lazy, but because your spirit is finally safe enough to let go. Breathe into that. Let your body know that it no longer needs to fight for survival in rooms where peace is possible. You have not been forgotten, Scorpio. If you ever sat in silence and whispered, "Help me," even when no one was listening, know this: you were always heard. Healing has already begun, not as a flash of light, but as a slow returning warmth. You don't need to chase it. Just let it in. And as you walk with this energy, whisper to yourself whenever the weight feels too heavy, "I allow the old to leave, so peace can enter." Say it again. Write it down. Let it live in your daily rhythm. Because now, the universe is not demanding anything from you, it's offering. Offering healing, offering gentleness, offering a new chapter written in softer hands. All you have to do is say yes. Sometimes the universe whispers before it speaks. And when it does, it often chooses the softest voice, the quietest door, the most humble messenger. That's the energy of the Page of Pentacles. Scorpio, this card is not loud or dramatic. It doesn't come cloaked in thunder or fame. Instead, it appears in the form of a simple message, a casual conversation, an email you almost didn't open, and yet, hidden inside is the key to something monumental. That's why this moment is not about waiting for fireworks. It's about paying attention to the flicker. The page invites us into a sacred kind of awareness, a state where we begin to notice what we usually ignore. As we walk forward from the healing softness of the star, This page arrives like a subtle knock on your intuition. You may feel it as a persistent inner nudge. A strange coincidence. A sudden urge to revisit something you thought was finished. Pay attention. Around the time of November 13th, you are entering a pocket of energetic intensity that is both grounded and fated. Mercury, the planet of communication, thought, and information, aligns perfectly with Mars, the planet of action, courage, and decisions. This celestial union activates the throat chakra, the solar plexus, and the hands. Which means, you're not just receiving news, you're being called to respond, to act, to sign, to step forward with clarity. This is a cosmic green light for decisions involving legal matters, contracts, family property, or even just the truth that has long been delayed. And while it may come from someone who seems peripheral, a junior colleague, a younger sibling, a random acquaintance, the content will not be small. It will carry ripple effects that touch far beyond the moment. So check your inbox. Return the call. Say yes to the coffee meeting. Look twice at the message that feels strangely timed. There is divine choreography here, and the dance is beginning to pick up pace. Layered over this is the full moon in Cancer, an emotional frequency that stirs memory, tenderness, and family dialogue. You may find old wounds surfacing. People from your past reaching out. Or a sense of vulnerability in conversations that normally feel routine. The emotional body is softening, opening, asking for space to speak. Allow that. You don't have to fix everything in a day, but you do need to listen. Especially on the morning of the 13th. From 6 to 8 a.m., your spiritual channels will be more open than usual. This is a powerful time to journal, not to force insight, but to let it come. You might find answers you didn't know you were looking for simply flowing from your hand. Physically, this window also asks for gentleness. Avoid the overstimulation of caffeine or alcohol. Let your body rest in warmth and simplicity. Think nourishing soups, herbal teas, fruits that feel grounding and soft. The goal is not restriction, but receptivity. You are preparing yourself to receive, not just to consume. To listen with your full system, body, heart, mind. So, Scorpio, let me ask you, have you felt that strange pull lately? A nudge that doesn't make logical sense, but refuses to leave you alone? That is not random. That's the voice of alignment. The Page of Pentacles teaches us that divine messages often wear ordinary clothing. They don't scream, they arrive when we become still enough to hear them. This is your invitation. Your personal doorway. The moment where everything could shift, not because you forced it, but because you finally recognized it. Lean in. Stay present. Trust your discernment. And remember, destiny doesn't always come with a crown. Sometimes, it walks in with a note in its hand and asks, quietly, "Are you ready?" Scorpio, you've now arrived at the end of this message, but in truth, this is only the beginning of something far more profound. After everything we've uncovered, the return of justice, the portal to abundance, the long-awaited recognition, the light of healing, and the messenger carrying destiny's invitation, one truth shines through all of it: you are no longer waiting for rescue. You are the one unlocking the door. This moment in your life is not an accident. It is the outcome of countless inner revolutions, silent prayers, nights you didn't give up, steps you took without applause, and faith you carried even when everything seemed still. The universe has not forgotten those efforts. In fact, it has been listening to every heartbeat that whispered, "There has to be more." And now, it's responding. Everything you've just heard in this video is more than a forecast, it's a roadmap of reconnection. Justice is not only coming, it is already in motion. Financial shifts are no longer abstract, they are knocking at your door. Recognition is no longer delayed, it's echoing forward, asking if you're ready to step into the light without shrinking. Healing is no longer a distant promise, it's flowing, gently but powerfully, through the cracks that once felt like wounds. And divine timing? It's no longer far off. It's circling right now, asking if you're ready to recognize it in real time. But Scorpio, none of this can be fully yours unless you decide to claim it. No one is coming to give you permission. And the truth is, you don't need it. You were not born to run from fear. You were born to break the chain of generational silence, scarcity, and survival. You were born to end the storm not only for yourself, but for those who came before you and those who will come after. So I ask you, what are you ready to release, now that you know this light is for you? Who would you be if you stopped waiting and started choosing? What would shift in your life if you allowed yourself to believe truly, fully that you are the answer to your own prayer? Let this be more than a moment of inspiration. Let it be a practice. Write it in the comments now. I claim it, tomorrow is my day. Because that simple sentence isn't just a declaration, it's a vibration. One that ripples into the ether and pulls your alignment closer. The universe listens to words backed by intention. Let yours be heard today. And if you felt something awaken in you during this journey, even just a flicker, I invite you to keep that light growing. Like this video if it stirred truth in you. Subscribe to Miracle of the Sign if you feel called to continue walking this path where prophecy, self-mastery, and cosmic design meet. And if you know someone who's been stuck in the same kind of silence you've just broken free from, share this with them. Sometimes, one sentence is all it takes to change everything. Scorpio, you are more powerful than you've been taught. You are more ready than you've been told. And tomorrow? It's not waiting to happen. It's waiting for you.